You're listening to Good Morning Gwinnett, hosted by Audrey Bell-Kearney, Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. Monday and Wednesday, Audrey talks business, and on Tuesday and Thursday, she talks about AI. Grab a pen and some paper so you can take notes. Now on with the show.
Good morning, all my Gwinnetians out there in Gwinnett land and all of my friends around the world. It's a beautiful sunshiny day here in Georgia. However, it's a little chilly, 52 degrees, only getting up to a high of 63. But that is to be expected since we are rolling right into winter. So, but still, that's beautiful, right? That's a beautiful day. 63 degrees on in November. Loving it, loving it. Listen, it's Thanksgiving Eve, it's hump days, it's the end of the week with some folks. All of that good stuff all roll up into one day hump for some folks. Some people still gotta go to work tomorrow, unfortunately. A lot of folks are off tomorrow. People are off today. And it's the day before Thanksgiving, Thanksgiving Eve. What y'all got planned for dinner tomorrow? It's so crazy, right? Because someone, I think my daughter asked me, somebody asked me, like, what's for dinner? Thanksgiving is the same thing every year. Collard greens, stuffing, turkey, some chicken. It's the same stuff every year. Every year. Potato salad, macaroni and cheese, sweet potato pie, and all I want is the stuff and the cranberry sauce. That's it. I don't care about none of the rest of that stuff. That because my husband makes the best sage stuffing, and that's all I care about. With sage sausage and sage, that's all I care about. And then I will probably eat some. I probably make the turkey to turkey salad on probably Saturday. Then I probably will eat some chicken maybe. That's very iffy. Maybe I make some chicken. Maybe I eat turkey salad. I don't eat collard greens, so I won't be eating that. I might eat a little potato salad. I eat it sometimes. I have to be in the mood for potato salad. And then mac and cheese, I probably eat some of that too. I have to be in the mood for that as well. So anyway, hope you guys are having a great Thanksgiving Eve and a great start to your day. Let's get on with the show. Today is Talk Business Wednesday. Yes, on Tuesdays and Thursday I talk tech. And on Monday and Wednesday I talk business. And today I'm talking business. I'm talking about I'm talking about how to build authority if you want to become a consultant. So I've been coaching and consulting for a long time because I've been an entrepreneur for 27 years. So I've been doing business coaching. I've been doing a lot of podcast coaching over the probably the last probably I'm gonna say 7 years. I've been podcast coaching, and but I've been business coaching forever. I was a small business consultant for Rutgers University when I was in Jersey for the SBDC Small Business Development Center. I was a consultant there, and so I've been in that was in 2006, I think. That's when but I've been doing it for a long time. Like I started the business in '99. I started in '97. I called my real business in '99, and then I started kind of coaching people like in 2003. And in 2006, I think it was, I started working with Rutgers Small Business Development Center as a small business consultant for them. And so I've been doing this for a long time. And now I'm the president of the Gwinnett Women's Chamber of Commerce, where I consult with people, help them continue to grow and start and grow businesses. And so people know me. They know I'm an entrepreneur all day, every day, and twice on Sunday. That's who I am. But they also know me as a podcast consultant. And I want to talk to you about how to build authority in the space that you're in or the space that you want to get in. Now, I will tell you, um, I have been leaning heavily into AI, and but on the business side, so AI business consultant, business consultant, a podcast consultant. People know me for business. They know me for podcasting. And that's what they know me for because I do a podcast pretty much every day. Um, and then I help other people produce podcasts. So I'm known as a podcast consultant. I speak on podcasting at conferences and I train on podcasting online. So I do a lot of podcasting stuff. So I want to talk to you today about thinking about where you are and how to build your niche and what you do. If you do something consistently and it's something that you love to do, this is a perfect example of what you can become a consultant in, right? If you and I give you a quick story. So I had a client and she told me she wanted to start a podcast. And I said to her, "You sure you don't want to start just audio first? Because video is a little bit more work to it. But audio, not so much. You get on, you do some intros, some outros, and you start talking about your topic. You ain't got to worry about all this extra tech that you're going to need." I said, "Now, the flip side to that is if you do the video, depending on what software you use, you'll be able to get both the audio and the video output at the same time, which is great because now you're killing two birds with one stone, right?" So she's like, "Well, I want to do a video." I said, "Okay, cool. We'll do the video." So I set her up on StreamYard to do the video. And I gave her training on the video. Then I trained her executive director and her on the video. So I did a lot of training, like, and then I co-hosted. I did a lot, right, to help her get off the ground. With all of that, she still didn't get it. So then she brings on somebody, and they called me on the phone one night. It was about 9 o'clock, and I don't know what made me answer the phone. Like, certain people do have my personal cell number. She happens to be one of them, because not only is she is a client, which a lot of my clients have become my friends. She's a friend now. And she called me, and I'm thinking, well, something must be wrong. It's 9 o'clock at night. So she calls me. She says, "Hey, I got such and such on the phone, and we were going over the podcast." I was like, "Oh, okay, right." So the young lady gets on the phone, and she starts to tell me about Apple and this and that. So I'm holding the phone like, is she talking to me? Right? Totally telling them, totally not saying the right stuff. But she was talking about how you can, we don't need to be spending money on the software, and you need to be focusing on the podcast where you can make money, through advertising dollars and blah. I said, "You talking to me about podcasting?" Because it kind of threw me off. Like, you talking to me and you're saying all the wrong stuff. So I let her get all of that out, and I said, "Listen." I said, "First of all, you're not going to just start a podcast and make money. That's not going to happen." I said, "The second thing is, the platform that the podcast is hosted on has a built-in monetization platform in it, so you can do it that way. But you're not going to make a dime without marketing the podcast. Not one. Let me just say that." So if that's what you're thinking, that's not gonna happen. That's not. If you don't want to use this platform to do video, then you don't have to. Then pick a platform that you're gonna use, which is what I said from the beginning. Pick a platform that you're gonna use so that you can do the podcast. And so she's like, "Oh." So she was trying to tell me about podcasting. Now, I'm not arrogant, you know, but what I do not like, and this is, I want you to listen to me carefully, because if you're thinking about becoming a consultant in your space, what irks me to my core is when people try to challenge me on the stuff that I know. And I really want to say something else, but I'm trying to keep it PG. If I'm talking about it, 9 times out of 10, like 9 times, 9.9, I'm talking about it because I use it, I've lived it, I do it. I didn't just touch it, I live it. So I live podcasting. I do it every day almost. I talk about it, I write about it, I speak about it, I train about it, I speak at conferences on it. So I'm like, okay, so you called, and then what she was saying was something about making money through Apple. Everybody know you really don't make any money through app. Hell, you don't make any money through hardly any of the platforms. It's a science to all of this stuff, right? And you maybe say, "Well, Audrey, why you do it?" But I do it because I like doing it. One, two, because I do use it as a marketing tool to go back to goodmorninggwinnett.com, which is my website, which is where all the money stuff lays. Now, if you look in the description of the show, there is a link for you to subscribe to the show and support me that way for $5.99 a month through my platform, which is Spreaker. So Spreaker has a built-in monetization platform where people can support the show for just $5.99, and they click that and they're going to subscribe to the show just like if they were subscribing to Netflix, and they support the show. And I appreciate you guys for supporting the show, because this is how I'm able to keep doing the show over and over and over again, because you're supporting it. I appreciate those of you who go to the website and you get advertisements and you do all of these things that you do on the web and you click on my affiliate links. This is how I do it. So when she was telling me that, I was like, yeah, you talking to the wrong one. And so I had to, and it annoyed me because it was like, you're coming at me like I don't know what I'm talking about. You have no clue what you're talking about, because you have like you read 2 things on podcasting. And the problem is the client didn't know what they wanted. They thought they knew. And even when I try to give them the best scenario of, you don't know how to use this video technology, just do audio. No, I want to do video, blah blah blah. Okay. Well, we'll set you up that way. So I shared that story to say, if you're thinking about starting a business, becoming a consultant, first of all, you want to make sure you know your niche, right? You want to make sure you know your stuff and you know your niche. Don't just go out there and talk about a niche because you had like a little bit of training. Live the niche. And I would say start on something that you know. If you know you work in a bank as a teller every day, and you hit every kind of customer complaint, customer concern, customer awareness, that's your thing. That's the thing you build a consultant around. And what can you be? You can be a consultant to banks, because you have lived that life as a teller at a bank forever. You have heard the customer concerns. You know what the bank have done wrong. My daughter is an IT engineer, and we constantly had this conversation about her company. Her company gets so many complaints about this one thing that they just will not fix. They won't listen to anybody and they will not fix it. Pretty much, pretty soon they're going to get sued. They're going to get sued because they won't listen to what she's saying. And I said to her, well, is anybody saying anything? She's like, we say something all the time. They just refuse to listen. And I don't understand that for the life of me. She's like, well, it's about money. Well, the company is $1 billion company. What's the, put the money in and make it a multi-billion? Doesn't make sense to me. But I said to her, do you know that there are other companies out there that will pay you for this knowledge that you have in this particular space? They would pay you for this. And, but she's not entrepreneurial, so it's like she's a little bit. She's about 5% entrepreneurial, which is not much. So she's gonna stick with her job. But for that kind of knowledge as an IT engineer and what she knows and the problems that she solves on a daily basis, and she can see how to fix them, oh my God, she would be paid tons of money for that. In tech, intact. Oh yeah, absolutely. So you want to niche down, you want to narrow down your niche, right? You want to specialize in your market, but you got to figure out how to stand out. I talk all the time on podcasts. I talk about business. I talk about tech. I talk about all these different things. I speak at conferences. This helps me to stand out. This helps people to know me for who I know. My LinkedIn page has media on it because that's what I do. I do all this media, so it's on there, and podcasting is one of those things. So you want to make sure that you niche down, narrow it down, but stay in your real niche. Don't niche. Don't just be out there just jumping into other folks' niches. Stay in your niche. Narrow it down. Now, let me say this. People always talk about building a brand around your niche. You got to build a brand around you. You are, because there are so many people out there doing what you do. You are the brand. And the niche is what you do. You are the brand. So you have to stand out. Most of the time when people see me, I have some kind of ponytail on my head. My hair is rarely down. It's pretty much always up some kind of way. That's part of my brand, right? I mostly always have on like black, orange, greens. Those are part of my colors. I might have on red. I hardly rarely have on blue. I don't know when the last time I wore something blue. And I like blue. But it's always something in the greens, the browns, the blacks, the reds in that space. You want to be known for something, right? I used to wear orange a lot. My daughter hated it. I used to wear browns a lot. I used to love browns, right? Oh my God, do you wear anything other than brown? I used to all kinds of brown clothes. I would love. Now I wear a lot of black with different kind of blouses, but all of this becomes a part of your niche, right? Your personal brand. So niche down so you can stand out in the market. So put your personal brand with the niche, and that's gonna help you stand out. I talk podcasting. When I go out, I got a podcast card. Everything I do, I build podcasting into it. When I launched the Gwinnett Women's Chamber of Commerce, I built podcasting into it. That's because I wanted to make sure that people understood that even though I'm the president and founder of this chamber, I'm also a podcaster. And I'm proud to, because to me, this is one of the greatest forms of exposure that you can give yourself. You can be syndicated on all of these platforms without paying much of nothing. To do what I do right now, I spend $50 a month, right? So niche down. The other thing is to develop high quality content. Now, share your expertise through blogs, videos, and webinars. Now, I've tried webinars. I'm not that good at webinars. I mean, not that I'm not good at doing them. It's just the whole planning that go behind. And then I hate to be waiting for people to show up. So when you do webinars, it's like you got to do a lot of marketing for that. I would rather do what I'm doing now, talking to you guys and putting content on my website, which is, it's a news site, but it's a bunch of blog posts on the news site. I love doing that. I have no, and I'm so consistent with those things. And I had to say to myself recently, Audrey, what are you the most consistent with? And I'm the most consistent with doing this show and putting content on my website, on my news site, on goodmorninggwinnett.com. I'm really consistent with that. And I said to myself, well, if you're so consistent with that, how about you just double down on just that? Because I'm all over the place, y'all. I'm not going to even front. I have so many irons in the fire that I'm trying to pull out. But I said, why don't you just double down on the things that you are super consistent about, but also the things that you're super passionate about. So I get up, but I think my other problem is that I do this so effortlessly till I feel like I'm not doing enough. So when I feel like that, then I start doing something else. So I decided not to do that. Now you got to pick your poison. Do you want to do blogging? Do you want to do podcasting? Do you want to create a video channel? Is all your stuff going to be on TikTok? You know, and so people can see your work. I don't. You got to pick that. I could tell you that for me, doing Good Morning Gwinnett as a video show has not worked out for me because it doesn't fit my mindset for what it is, right? For some reason I can't make it click. And I've never been able to make it click. I've tried to do interviews where I interview power players, I interview local people, I do all these different things. It just didn't click for me. And I struggled with that for 5 years straight. I'm not like 4.5 years. I've been struggling with. Okay, it's not clicking for me. Like it's not now. It clicks. I'm super excited to the point where I'm like, okay, I feel like I got it now. Like I really feel like I have it. Like doing the show where I'm doing podcast, where I'm doing money and where I'm doing tech on Tuesdays and Thursday and business on Monday and Wednesday. I feel like I have it. So that I feel like now I can produce better content, more quality content. When I was doing Good Morning Gwinnett, it was mostly news, like what was happening, events that was coming up. I wasn't passionate about that. I'm just gonna keep it real. What I'm talking to you about right now, I'm definitely passionate about. Business, tech, I'm so passionate about that. So that's why I talk about those things. So you have to develop high quality content, either through your blogs. If videos is your thing, and I try with YouTube. Lord have mercy, I be trying to make YouTube work because it's a lot of money sitting on YouTube. And I'm like, I want to be on YouTube. I want the YouTube button. I just, I'm still trying to figure that out. Maybe one day I'll do a video of me doing what I'm doing now for Good Morning Gwinnett. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe it'll be a live video. I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet. Maybe in 20, maybe I'll take some time and while I'm having dinner with my family this weekend, I'll take some time to figure out. And let me say this. This has hindered me. This has hindered my business growth. I'm keeping it real because I don't want you to do the same thing. The fact that I did not have a clear path of what this looked like for me, it has hindered my growth. Have I grown? Yes. Have I grown to the point where I feel like I should be? No. And that was because I had a lack of clarity around my business model and my structure and what I really was passionate about. I don't want that to happen to you. Don't jump out there into industries that you don't know about, that you can't produce content quality content about. Don't do that because you're going to hurt yourself. I live in Gwinnett County. I do. And I love Gwinnett County. But I'm rarely outside. So for me to get the news, I got to scour the internet. And in this news, it's like always something bad. Like, and I can't do bad news. It's too much. I didn't want to put out bad news. So for me to find good news, I would have to be out and about and taking pictures and do it. I was too much. I was like, I don't want to do that. And I would struggle with that every morning. I don't struggle now. I get up, I got my list of topics I want to talk about, what's trending, and I get it done. I don't struggle with it anymore, you know? So, in order for you to create high quality content, whether you write, whether you video, whether you talk, whether you decide to do webinars, whatever it is, it needs to be something that you're passionate about and truly, listen to the words coming out of my mouth, truly passionate about and truly knowledgeable about. That's what you need to do. Now you can go out there and create something around something you're very passionate about learning. Like I love AI, but I use it every single day. So when I talk about certain things, it's because I use AI I'm talking about every day, every day. Sometimes 3 or 4 times a day. Different tools like the graphic that's on the website. Both of the images I use Chat GPT for one. No, no, Chat. I didn't like the one Chat GPT gave me, so I use Leonardo, which I have a subscription to. I use Leonardo for both of those, right? And then the infographic that I did, I actually I need to go back and edit it. The infographic that I did, I actually pinned that infographic over to Pinterest, and it's got a lot of bad spelling in here too. I'm looking at it like, ooh, this is bad spelling. I'm just looking at it. But anyway, I use the infographic. I use Leonardo, which is a graphic image creator. So I use this stuff every day. I use the music tool Suno pretty much every day. I use Chat GPT pretty much every day. When I need to do audio, when I can't talk and I don't feel like talking, I use 11 Labs. When I want to do two persons news because I'm going to be on vacation, I use Notebook LM. I use it every single day for something. Something. Keyword research. I did that yesterday, this morning, early this morning, 6 o'clock. I'm in the bed doing keyword research with AI. I use it every day. So it's not like I'm just talking about it to be talking about it. I use this stuff every single day. So that's what I'm saying. All right. All right. I'm going to go to the song because I need to get me some water. I'm going to come back after this song. I'm going to keep it going about what you need to do to build authority as a consultant. Stay tuned. I'll be right back.
Got a fire in my soul, a dream I can't ignore. Gonna step out in this world to be something more. No more standing still, it's time to take a leap. Gotta chase my destiny, it's mine to keep. Gonna break the mold, gonna shine so bright. Gonna stand tall, gonna reach new heights. Can't let fear and doubt hold me down no more. Gotta spread my wings, gotta soar. Every step I take, closer to my dream. Gonna ride this wave, gonna follow the streams. Through the ups and the downs, gonna stay strong. Won't let negativity distract me for long. Gonna break the mold, gonna shine so bright. Gonna stand tall, gonna reach new heights. Yeah, let fear and doubt hold me down no more. Gotta spread my wings, gotta soar. Every step I take, closer to my dream. Gonna ride this wave, gonna follow the streams. Through the ups and the downs, gonna stay strong. Won't let negativity distract me for long. Craving something that I can't define, a restless hunger deep inside. Lost in shadows of my own mind, begging for release. I'm trapped in time, tangled thoughts, twisted desires, burning fire that never dies. Searching for meaning in this chaos, but all I find are shattered dreams, a loss. Haunted by demons I can't escape. In the darkness, I can't find my shape. Clawing my way through this endless abyss. Gonna break the mold, gonna shine so bright. Gonna stand tall, gonna reach new heights. Can't let fear and doubt hold me down no more. Gotta spread my wings, gotta soar. Gotta break the mold, gonna shine so bright. Gonna stand tall, gonna reach new heights. Can't let fear and doubt hold me down no more. Gotta spread my wings, gotta soar.
One of my favorite songs. Welcome back. Welcome back. This your girl, Audrey Bell-Kearney. You're listening to the Good Morning Gwinnett show, and today is Talk Business Wednesday, and I'm talking about how to build authority as a business consultant. All right. So the last thing I talked about was develop high quality content. So put out good content. Put out content that's going to answer a problem. That's going to be a solution to a question. Answer a question, be a solution to a problem. Put out that type of content. Tell stories. Tell your stories. I tell a lot of stories because I have a lot of stories to tell. I've been doing this a long time, so I have a lot of stories to tell. consistently. Let me say that one. Let me say that again. You got to be consistent. I talk about this all the time. You have to be consistent. Now, your consistency may be once a week, but it needs to be consistent. For me, it's 4 days a week, and I'm consistent. I'm consistent through the worst of times. I was consistent when I had COVID. I was consistent when I lost my mom. I'm consistent. That's the one thing I can say. When it comes to this show, I'm consistent. I fell off a little bit because I was struggling. July, I took like a little hiatus because I just couldn't figure out what I wanted to do with the show. And then when I figured it out, I was like, okay, I got it. Now I'm good. So be consistent. You got to stay up. You got to show up. Now, what I will tell you is you may say, Audrey, I can't do all of the platforms. I can't do video, podcast, blogging, TikTok, Twitter. Don't do all of them. Pick the one that you know you can be consistent. These two platforms right here, I know I can be consistent. My website, Good Morning Gwinnett, my podcast, Good Morning Gwinnett, I'm consistent. If you go to the website, I think I have over 800 pages of content on there. I have over 1,100 episodes of the podcast. I'm consistent. So you got to be consistent. You got to be consistent. You got to be active because it's going to keep you. It's going to keep you out there. It's going to keep you in front of people. So be consistent. If you feel like you need somebody to work with you, collaborate with other people. Now this can be a little tricky. This can be a little tricky for a bunch of different reasons. I've tried to collaborate, especially if it's your thing, right? If it's a your thing and you try to collaborate with people, people will show up for a minute, but they're not going to be consistent. They're going to fall off somewhere. Something, life is going to come up and they're going to fall off. This is going to happen, that's going to happen, all these things are going to happen, it's going to fall right back on you. So I would say if you're going to do some kind of partnership, make it where it's kind of limited, right? Where you know that they don't have to show up all the time. Maybe they come on once a month as a special guest and do a special segment. Maybe they write a guest post once a month or once a quarter. Because what's going to happen is if you want them to show up like you show up, it's not going to happen. I've never done anything where anybody showed up like me. Nobody. I don't care who signed up for it. Nobody ever shows up like me. And nobody's going to show up like that because it's not their business. And it's not a bad thing. It's just, it's not top priority for them. It's not theirs. It's yours. Now, if you start something together, that should be a little bit different. Even with that, if you are the starter on something, if you guys don't just say who is going to be responsible for this and who's going to be responsible for that, that's going to be a problem because the person that came up with the idea most of the way almost always falls on their shoulders. If they're not thinking about the solution, nothing happens. If they're not moving stuff, nothing happens, even though you have partnerships. So what I'm saying to you is it could be great to have partners and collaborators and work with influencers and all that stuff, right? But understand the roles and understand the expectation. Because if you go in there with the expectation that, well, okay, you're going to come in, and I've heard people say this, you come in and we're going to do the show this time and we're going to write this many articles, they're going to fall off if it's not theirs. Hell, they probably fall off when it is theirs. So just understand that. So this way you don't be disappointed. So what I would say is find somebody to collaborate with, give them like, hey, just come on once a month. Because they may commit to that. Just write an article once a month. They make them, I'm telling you what I know. This is facts. This is what I know for a fact. How do I know this? 27 years of experience. I started a show with 5 different women. Everybody started to drop off one by one. Why? Because it wasn't important to them. They didn't see how being on a show could help them with their business. They couldn't, and I couldn't make them see it. I understood the power of it, but life got in the way. And that the first thing to get cut was, I'm not gonna be able to come on the show. When things happen, that things is not important to people, it's not. It's your stuff. So you have to understand that you have to do your stuff. And if you want to bring people onto your stuff, understand they will not be passionate about it like you are. They're not going to take leads on it like you do because it's not theirs. I started plenty of things, and if I started it, if I'm not leading it, it doesn't move. There has never been a time where someone come to me and say, "Hey, well, you're gonna take the lead on this." Never, ever, never. It's always I'm the lead, and I say, "Okay, can you do this? Can you do that?" And then I got to follow up. Did you do this? Did you do that? And to me, that's stressful. It stresses me out. So I'm just giving you a real expectation of what to look for if you're trying to collaborate with people or partner with people. And it's not a bad thing because partners can help you move faster, quicker. But understand that if it's your thing, you are the leader, and if you expect them to lead, it's not gonna happen. They're not gonna take the lead on your thing. They're gonna feel like they can't. They don't want to mess up. All kinds of reasons. Life is in the way. The kids need new braces. The husband got a hernia. All of these things are gonna happen. All these things are gonna happen, and it's gonna fall apart. And then you're gonna be upset. I'm trying to tell you, don't be upset. Understand from the door. Okay, I'm gonna act. I'm gonna see, can I collaborate with this one? And I want them to do this one thing, and I'm gonna follow it to make sure they do that one thing, because you may get that. All right. And then the last thing, the last point about building your authority is to engage your audience. Ask questions, do surveys. I did a bunch of surveys for the chamber this year. Now, did I get it even even with that? Even with that, right? Are people answering the questions? Like, if the survey is too long, they don't answer. If the survey is too short, it's not enough. It was crazy. I want to pull all my hair out. Like, okay, so just answer questions. Answer your audience questions. I had this one girl tell me about Good Morning Gwinnett. She went to my Facebook channel and she said, "I'm not trying to be disrespectful," which means she was about to be disrespectful. She went to my, not my Facebook, my YouTube channel. She says, "I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but it took me 6 minutes and 32 seconds to get to the point. It was so much fluff up front." This is what she said to me. Now I appreciated that because that was good feedback for me. So I went on my first attempt. My first thought was, you don't tell me how to run my podcast. I ain't gonna even lie, that was my first thought. But then before I responded to her message on YouTube, I was like, hey, I said thank you so much for that. And guess what I did? I took all of the fluff off the front because she listened to the show and she was waiting for me. And I think I was talking about housing or something. Something I was talking about. The title said it, but for her to get to it, she had to listen to me do the blog, the horoscopes. I had to do the horoscopes. I had to do the birthdays. I had to do the monthly day. I had all this stuff that I talked about before I got to that part. But I used to do that intentionally. And I realized that's probably why the show didn't grow on YouTube, because people didn't want to listen to all that fluff. I had a music intro, then I had to talk about 15, 20 minutes about nothing. Was it nothing? I like doing the horoscopes. But I was talking for 15 to 20 minutes about that stuff. So by the time she said it was six, she timed it. She said it was 6 minutes and 32 seconds. So I could have got all of my feelings, which I did when I first read. I'm like, wait a minute. But then I instantly jumped out of my feelings, and what I did was I answered her back on YouTube, and I thanked her for telling me that, and I changed it. I still play music, but I don't play 4 songs. I play 2. I break up the monotony of this audio by playing a song in between the segments. Then I go out. At the end, I play my last song. I come back, I give my words of inspiration, and I close it out. So before, I had a 1 hour show, but 30 minutes of that was just me talking fluff. And she was like, the title says this. It pretty much is what she was saying. So I had to respect that. So engage with your audience, participate in the discussion. Don't get in your feelings so quick before you understand what they're asking you for. Because they're listening, but they want you to give them what they're asking for. And I had to not get in my feelings. I was almost there though. I ain't gonna even front. I was almost in my feelings, but then I had to think about it for a second. So I answer questions when I do answer questions. Like someone hit me up on one of my other shows, and yeah, Good Morning Gwinnett is y'all. It's just one of many. This is the one I'm most consistent with. No, I'm pretty consistent with Bookpreneur, but I think I'm super consistent with Good Morning Gwinnett because I do it 4 days a week. I do Bookpreneur once a week, and it's video on Wednesdays around 2 or 3 o'clock. And I'm thinking about not doing that one because I really want to focus. I want to just dive in on one and just focus on that one. And then I'm leaning really heavily towards Good Morning Gwinnett. I had the detachment problem though. Like when I start, it's hard for me to detach from it. Even when I know I should. Even when I know I should detach, it's really hard for me to do that. So I have detachment issues when it comes to my business. Things even when I know I should just detach from everything and just focus on one thing, it's really hard for me. So anyway, engage with your audience. You may want to start a newsletter. I will tell you, newsletters are really good, and we should all have one. I kind of don't have one for Good Morning Gwinnett, only because if you have a newsletter, then you got to send out some news. So I have Bookpreneur as a newsletter. The Gwinnett Women's Chamber has a newsletter. I had a newsletter called Gwinnett Morning Spark. That was one. I may do that one again because I overcomplicated that one, which I should not have. That was a me thing. I overcomplicated Gwinnett Morning Spark, which was supposed to just be morning inspiration, like an inspirational word and some music. That's all it was supposed to be. Then I turned into this whole other thing that made it too much for me. And I was like, I don't want to do that. So this year, moving forward, I may bring Gwinnett Morning Spark back, and it's only to really just be like and it's only probably gonna be on Mondays, kickoff Mondays. Kick off Mondays with a song and some inspiration for the week and keep it moving. That's probably what I'm going to do moving forward. And I'm probably going to do that in 2025 in January. But that's a great way for me to build a list. And for people who want to know more about what I'm doing, this is a great opportunity for them to sign up for the newsletter. So, you want to engage your audience through a newsletter, you can do that. Just understand, like, if you do a newsletter, how often are you going to put that out? How consistent is that going to be? I was putting it out 5 days a week. It was a lot. And it wasn't like 5 days with just a little bit of content. It was like history of Gwinnett. It was a whole. It was so much. Then I started doing business opportunity. I was like, okay, I'm doing too much, doing too much, too much. So now I'll probably do it once a week just to kick off the week with a song and some inspiration for the week. That's probably all I'm gonna do moving forward. So anyway, I hope this episode has been helpful. If you're thinking about starting a business, becoming a consultant, and building authority as a consultant, you want to make sure that you narrow down your niche. You want to make sure that you put out high quality content. You want to make sure that you're uber consistent. Find somebody to collaborate with, but understand everybody needs to understand their role and what they play, and engage your audience. Talk to people. Don't be afraid to talk to people. Don't treat people like strangers. If they took the time to listen to your show and give you feedback, go back and talk back to them. Sometimes you don't want to hear what they got to say, but sometimes it's good to hear what they got to say, because that helps you make the correction you need to make your show, to make your business, to make your service better, because you are listening to what they have to say. All right, I'm going to go to my last song, then I'm going to come back and close it out with the word of inspiration. So stay tuned. I'll be right back.
Winds are howling loud, skies on fire tonight. I stand tall, so proud, heart ready to fight. Lightning in my eyes, no fear within my soul. I'll break through the lies, gonna reach my goal. Battling the storm, I'm alive, I'm alive. Dancing in the rain, feel the pain, but I thrive. Thunder in my chest, life's a battlefield. I'll give it my best, never gonna yield. Raindrops in my hair, wash away my tears. Facing every dare, overcome fears. Storm won't bring me down, I'm a queen with a crown. Fighting till the dawn, always staying strong. Lightning in my eyes, no fear within my soul. I'll break through the lies, gonna reach my goal. Battling the storm, I'm alive, I'm alive, I'm alive, I'm alive. Dancing in the rain, feel the pain, but I thrive, but I thrive. Thunder in my chest, life's a battlefield. I'll give it my best, never gonna yield. Raindrops in my hair, wash away my tears. Facing every dare, overcome fears. Storm won't bring me down, I'm a queen with a crown. Fighting till the dawn, always staying strong.
Welcome back. So listen, guys, that's all I got for you today. But before I go, I want to give you some words of inspiration. Here goes. Once you put everything in the right perspective, even bad times can be an opportunity to refresh your appetite and your desire. I'm going to say it one more time. Once you put everything in the right perspective, even bad times can be an opportunity to refresh your appetite and your desires. Zanardi said that, and Alex was right. Sometimes you have to just take a minute and put things in the right perspective, right? So for me, I just know that I wanted to. I have always wanted to make this show grow, and I've been saying this for 5.5 years, almost 6 years. Next month will be 6 years, December 18th. This has been my passion. This has been the thing I wanted to grow, and I've had to make some iterations over the years. I feel like I'm in the best place I've ever been since I've started. I feel like I'm on purpose with what I'm doing. I feel like now I can actually do the thing that I set out to do. I even woke up this morning, I was visualizing what my office looked like downtown Lawrenceville for Good Morning Gwinnett. And I have an office on Sugarloaf Parkway that I never go into. I want to be downtown Lawrenceville. I want my office to be downtown Lawrenceville. I want to sit there. I want to write content. I want to create podcast episodes. I want to I want to grow my website. I want to grow my podcast. This is what I want to do. I want people to stop by and say hi, things like that. I want business people to stop by and say hi. They can jump on the show, because especially on Wednesdays or Tuesdays, whenever I'm talking business and talking tech. I mean, I'm not opposed to having people come in and talk with me on the show. I'm not opposed to that at all, because I can see now. I can see what that vision looks like for me. You know, the things that I love the most, and I'm talking about it on the show, and money. So you have to change your perspective sometimes so you can make moves and do a refresh. I feel refreshed. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but ever since I changed the format, I have been totally like just rejuvenated, because I had a different perspective, and I'm very clear about what I want, and I'm getting to the point where I'm okay with letting stuff go. That has been one of the hard things for me. So I'm getting there. You will too. You will too. Hey, listen, I want to thank you for listening. If you don't join me, tune in tomorrow, because I'll be here in the morning. I'll be here for a brief moment to say Happy Thanksgiving. But if you don't tune in tomorrow, I want to wish you a happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy yourself, enjoy your family, be thankful for all that you have. If you do tune in, I'll be here tomorrow at 10 a.m., same time, same place. Hey, do me a favor. Be sure to subscribe to the show. Also, do me a favor and support the show. $5.99 a month. That's all it's gonna take for you to support the show, so that I can keep going and build the show to what I want it to become, and empower you and empower your friends and family. Share it with a friend. If you like this episode, if you know somebody who's thinking about becoming a consultant, or if you know somebody who would be a good consultant and may have never thought about it, this may be a good episode for them. They're smart. They can cook well. They can make the Bex cupcakes. They're AI geniuses. They're tech geniuses. They know how to fix stuff. They're computer geniuses, and they could be making a side hustle as a consultant. Yes, I talk to my husband about this all the time. Like, bruh, you've been doing pharmaceuticals for 40 years. You would be the best pharmaceutical consultant I know when it comes to coding and tablet press. He would be. As a matter of fact, we're working on some stuff for him. But anyway, thank you again for listening. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you spent the last 43 minutes with me, and I love and appreciate you for that. Be sure to subscribe to the show so you never miss an episode. Also, share the show with your friends and families. And if I don't talk to you tomorrow, have a happy, happy Thanksgiving. Until next time, my friends, make it a great day. Bye, everybody.
You've been listening to Good Morning Gwinnett, hosted by Audrey Bell-Kearney. If you missed an episode, go to goodmorninggwinnett.com for past episodes and local news. Do us a favor and click the link in the description to support the show for just $5.99 a month, and share it with a friend.